Good news, bold fans. There's a Forrester runway show on tap. Bad news, Liam's life may hang in the balance. Let's dive in. 1. Forrester Creations Fashion Extravaganza. What's happening? Ridge and Brooke host a glitzy new collection reveal at Forrester Creations. Star power on the front row. Reality stars Spencer Pratt and Heidi Montag join influencer Markel Washington. Plus, Lie and R's Lauralee Bell makes a surprise cameo. Drama backstage. Taylor corners Brooke in a locked room, reigniting their long-standing feud. What have you done? Brooke screams. 2. Liam's terminal diagnosis. The bombshell. Steffi confides in Finn that recent scans revealed an inoperable brain mass. Liam's days are numbered. His reaction. Instead of despair, Liam digs in his heels, vowing he'll fight for his daughters Kelly and Beth. Expect emotional scenes as he explores experimental treatments. 3. Scott Clifton's B and B future. Executive tease. Head writer Bradley Bell hinted in January that Clifton will headline a front-burner story in 2025. So is this Liam saga a send-off or a triumphant comeback? 4. Sheila's sinister schemes. May sweeps preview. With Jacqueline McSinswood on maternity leave, Sheila may target Steffi, possibly even faking her death or framing Poppy Nozoa to clear the path for Luna. What to watch? Will Steffi go missing? Could Poppy take the fall? And how will Finn react when the truth comes out? From Coucher to catastrophe, the bold and the beautiful is gearing up for a whirlwind week. Who will survive and who will be framed? Hit subscribe and stay tuned for all the latest. According to Soaps.com's most recent spoilers for The Bold and The Beautiful for the week of April 21 to 25, 2025, there is both good and bad news. From one perspective, the fashion show by Forrester Creations is always entertaining, but it would be even more enjoyable if the design dynasty had any rivals on the canvas. In addition to reality TV stars Heidi Montag and Spencer Pratt, influencer Markel Washington is in Los Angeles to evaluate the dresses that are being shown off on the catwalk. Oddly, no RJ is the missing kid of Ridge and Brooke, no longer creating TikToks or what. The Young and the Restless is also available. At her West Coast Friends version of Project Runway, Lauralee Bell, whose legal eagle alter ego Christine, can't help but get a front row seat. A backstage altercation breaks out in other developments after it seems like Taylor locks herself and her longtime romantic rival Brooke in a back room. What have you done? Destiny yells Ridge. And now for the very terrible news. Liam is dying. Anyway, that's what they say. Steffi informs Finn that she must inform her ex-husband that his time is running out, and that there isn't much time left either. However, Liam isn't exactly saying, "Oh well, we all experience it eventually. It was better for me to accept my fate." Instead, he steadfastly rejects the idea that he is a goner. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful. Will Scott Clifton's B and B future be revealed? Is Liam actually getting killed off? Since Scott Clifton's B and B future will eventually be made public, let's discuss what lies next. First, let's review Liam's current scans from the April 18 episode to see what he faces. During the week of April 21 to 25, Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McSinswood, will ultimately reveal to Liam that he has a terminal prognosis due to an inoperable mass on his brain. Liam will choose to reject the physician's advice in spite of this devastating blow. Will Liam ultimately be saved by his valiant struggle for survival? It's likely that Liam will be practically saved by the strength of a father's love, since he will be resolved to stay for Kelly Spencer, Sophia Perez, and Beth Spencer, Jordan Grace, in some way. For the sake of his girls, Liam is willing to consider experimental therapies and anything that could prolong his life. Before Taylor Hayes, Rebecca Budig had a dying plot that also proved to be a fake-out. Eric Forrester's John McCook terminal tale was a fake-out. Is Liam going to be the next character in a story that starts off grim but ends happily? While that is undoubtedly a possibility, we must also take the other option into account. It's possible that this is Liam's last episode, and that the production plans to give him a heartfelt farewell. In any case, let's review what Bradley Bell, the executive producer and head writer of B&B, said about Liam and Scott Clifton in January. Bell said, "At this point, I'm trying to think of his next chapter. We know Scott is a great actor, and in 2025, he's going to have a front-burner story, but it's going to be something entirely different for him," he continued. Depending on whether you want to be optimistic or pessimistic about the scenario, there are a few ways you could interpret that sentence. It appears that Bell was having trouble coming up with a fresh plan for Liam, which may indicate that he is being written out. However, Bell was full of compliments for Clifton and obviously had plans for this high-profile topic, so perhaps this is just an opportunity for him to shine. Considering how well Clifton is performing, might Liam pull off a miracle that keeps the much-liked actor around? In any event, Liam will make some audacious predictions about disproving the physicians and surviving to be a father to his cherished daughters. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Liam will put up a fierce fight for Beth and Kelly. Follow along to see if this results in any amazing news. Bold and the Beautiful. When Steffi disappears, Sheila frames Poppy. Shayla Carter, Kimberlyn Brown, is adamant on giving her granddaughter everything she desires in episodes of Bold and the Beautiful, but Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McSinswood, stands in her way. In order to provide Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, with the best answer to her issues, Sheila Carter might go to considerable measures. We'll discuss Shayla Carter's potential scheme to fire Steffi Forrester, and how she might even implicate perverse Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, for it. May sweeps, Bold and the Beautiful warning. Sheila's fixation on Luna gets worse. All right, the May sweeps is quickly approaching. It begins on Thursday of next week. It's obvious that Bold will be focusing a lot on the Luna content. Deacon Sharp, Scene Kanan, recently discussed the entire Sheila Luna incident with Hope Logan, Annika Noel. Hope was also curious about Deacon's feelings now that he was aware that Luna was Sheila's granddaughter. The fact that Deacon said, "Oh, it's fine," made this absurd. Because he issued an ultimatum to Sheila Carter, he claimed that, "Choose Luna or him," he said. Sheila also picked him. Deacon is therefore completely confident that Sheila Carter will honor her word to him. She won't interact with Luna, he believes. Hope is aware that it's not that simple, though. She has good reason to be wary of Bold and the Beautiful. Furthermore, it appears that she believes Deacon is deluding himself about Sheila. She pushed her father to be intelligent. Deacon's assumption that Sheila Carter complied with that demand strikes me as incredibly foolish. Deacon acts as though there is no chance that Sheila would deceive him. Sheila continued to see Luna. Not for a minute at all. On B&B, Sheila is merely keeping Luna hidden from Deacon. She also assured her granddaughter that she would never abandon her. Sheila also promised to fulfill Luna's every wish. Among them is Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, her crush. Of course, there is also her bond with Finn, Tanner Novlin, her father. Sheila's deceptive behavior on B&B, dealing with Finn's refusal. Sheila got into her car and hurried to speak with Finn on this week's episode of Bold and the Beautiful. She desired to fulfill her commitment to Luna. Thus, Sheila showed up at her son's hospital office as a surprise. She begged him to be Luna's biological father. Finn admitted that he didn't think Luna would be a killer if he'd been in her life. However, he said that it's too late. According to Finn, Luna is not his daughter. It was really just very cold. However, I believe we all know deep down that Finn is unhappy. He missed out by not being in Luna's life. He never had the chance to be a dad to her, and it does bother him. So, after Finn's rejection, I just don't see Sheila Carter taking no for an answer. I suspect that she's going to find another way to make Luna Nozawa's dream come true on Bold and the Beautiful. Steffi Forrester, the obstacle in Sheila's path. Sheila has been turned down by Finn, and she knows that it's not really him behind it. The bigger issue is Steffi doesn't want her husband near his mom Sheila or his daughter Luna. Both grandma and granddaughter know Steffi hates them, so Sheila may go after the big obstacle between the two of them and Finn. That obstacle is Steffi. With Bold and the Beautiful sweeps kicking off on Thursday, April 24th, we may see Sheila targeting Steffi soon. Bold and Beautiful spoilers. Will Steffi's maternity leave fuel a dramatic plot? If Sheila takes out Steffi, it would make room in the storyline for a leave of absence. Jacqueline Messineswood will be off of Bold and the Beautiful for her maternity leave. She's right at 8 months pregnant now. They keep covering it, but she is very pregnant. So Bold could just move Steffi Forrester to the back burner for maternity leave. But it could be a lot more exciting to use the actress's absence for a storyline. If Sheila targets Steffi Forrester for takedown, Luna can be with her daddy Finn. Kidnapping or manipulation? Exploring Sheila's potential schemes against Steffi. We could see Sheila kidnap Steffi and fake her death. Now, I kind of doubt Sheila would actually kill Steffi. Sheila seems to be slightly reformed. Plus, she doesn't want Deacon to hate her forever. Plus, Sheila may have an ulterior motive to keep her alive. She could stash Steffi somewhere, and Sheila may try and gaslight or manipulate her into agreeing that she and Luna can be part of Finn's life. If Sheila does this, Finn may think Steffi is dead on Bold and the Beautiful. It could be set up to look like a proper fake death, and this could be a game changer. Of course, Finn would be crushed if he thought that Steffi died. But his biological mom and daughter could be there to comfort him in his hour of need. And if Steffi was presumed dead, nothing would be in the way of Finn being a dad to Luna and a son to Sheila. If not for Steffi, Finn would probably spend some time with them. He's kind-hearted and very forgiving, as we see on Bold and the Beautiful. So Sheila could go behind Deacon's back and kidnap Steffi with the intent to try and change her mind. A deadly twist? Sheila's plan B and framing Poppy. The second option for Sheila could be much more dangerous for Steffi, and it could come about if Sheila gets busted by Deacon. That's probably going to happen on Bold and the Beautiful. Usually, Sheila wouldn't risk her future or her freedom by engaging in murderous criminal antics. But if Deacon catches Sheila with Luna and kicks her out of his life, Sheila might decide, the hell with it. She may decide if she's lost Deacon, she'll put all her energy into Luna. Plus, Sheila's smart, and she can cover her tracks when it comes to taking out Steffi. But Sheila might take things a step further and kill two birds with one stone. She could get rid of Steffi Forrester and Poppy Nozawa at the same time. We could see Sheila Carter set up Steffi's death and fake it, or kill her for real. That being said, I don't think Steffi's actually going to be killed off. But we're talking about what-ifs. Then, Sheila could frame Poppy to take the fall for it on Bold and the Beautiful. And Sheila is clever enough to make it look like Poppy was jealous of Steffi, and that Poppy wanted to be with Finn. She could fake texts and make it look like Poppy was stalking Finn, and then kidnap and slash or kill Steffi while leaving clues that Poppy did it. Sheila despises Poppy on B and B. Let's be clear, Sheila despises Poppy not only for Finn, but also Poppy told Sheila, "You can keep Luna." She said she didn't want her daughter back. That bothered Sheila too. Of course, Luna can't stand Poppy because of her crappy childhood, and because her mom rejected her recently on Bold and the Beautiful. So, Luna may be totally on board with doing all this. I mean, Luna already framed Poppy for a double murder, so why not let her grandma give it a go? Bold and the Beautiful plot twists, echoes of the past and future possibilities. This could be kind of an interesting replay of when Steffi thought Finn was dead. That was after Sheila shot him, but he was alive. Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, had him hidden away. So we got that big Finn and Steffi reunion moment. Remember, she couldn't believe her eyes when she saw that Finn was alive. We know Bold and the Beautiful loves to repeat past plots. This time it could be Steffi who's thought dead, but instead she's kidnapped and hidden away somewhere. Then, Finn finally gets to see her and can't believe her eyes. It could just kind of be a whole redo of that B and B Pass storyline. If it seems to be Poppy at fault, then Finn would have no reason to blame or suspect Luna or Sheila. Then after Jacque's maternity leave is over, they could let her go. Or Steffi could escape from wherever they have her. We'll see. It's pretty clear that neither Sheila nor Luna is really reformed. And since Steffi and Poppy are thorns in their sides, they might cook up a plot to get them out of the way. We'll see, but it could be really exciting if Steffi's kidnapped by Sheila.